Happy anniversary, Thomas Tuchel, 1 year in charge at Chelsea. Shaka Hislop alongside me to discuss how he has done in those 365 days. How does your report card read, Shaq?
It looks like an A. We are talking about the reigning European champions. Now, critics are going to point to the fact that a year ago, this time, Chelsea were no different in terms of points off the club at the top, Manchester City, as it was then, it is now. And it's a pretty similar distance between them and City. But we are talking about Thomas Tuchel coming in, taking over, winning the European Championship despite everything. Nobody saw that this time last year. And that has given him some leeway. Now, there is a lot of questions and speculation around Chelsea right now. You saw that interview that Romelu Lukaku did with an Italian journalist a few weeks ago, released, and it caused somewhat of an uproar. There is now renewed speculation that Lukaku isn't the only striker, at the very least, who feels similarly within that Stamford Bridge dressing room. A lot of questions around Thomas Tuchel and how he handles that department. Now, I don't want to read too much into that just yet, because whenever you aren't in the starting lineup, whenever you feel your services aren't being properly recognized, there will be these rumors, there's these murmurings coming out. But as of right now, I think Chelsea continue to build. There's no question that Chelsea are a long way off both Manchester City and Liverpool. That Chelsea have to figure a way out in terms of moving things forward with a lot of players coming out of contract. How do you renew? Do you renew? Do they want to renew? How do you replenish that squad? So there's a lot of questions for Thomas Tuchel to answer. Some immediate, some in the summer. And the thing is, and this is the one caveat. Had this been any other club, I don't think there'd be too many raised eyebrows. There won't be many questions asked. But we are talking about Chelsea. We are talking about an owner in Roman Abramovich, and we know his record as far as how it goes to managers and how quickly he changes his mind and looks for somebody fresh in that hot seat.
What would you say is the best thing that Thomas Tuchel has done since taking over? And also, what do you think he can improve upon to get Chelsea back to where Abramovich hopes they should be?
Well, quite simply, he's won the Champions League. That's an easy answer. But with that comes a renewed belief around Chelsea Football Club as to who they are, as to their standing within Europe's big boys. Because as good as City have been, as good as Liverpool have been, you do wonder what your standing is. Manchester United, despite their struggles, is still a very strong brand. And I think Chelsea, in terms of a brand, is still behind Manchester United. So had their results regress to be anything near where Manchester United's are, and I know exactly how small that gap is now between those two, all of a sudden, Chelsea are feeling like they are way behind, not just 2, but 3. But there's value to being able to say we are European champions. That value will continue for another couple of seasons. That value may translate into what players see Chelsea as a likely landing point come this summer. That is a long-term effect to that success that Thomas Tuchel brought to Chelsea Football Club.
When we sit here 1 year from now and talk about Thomas Tuchel's anniversary, 2 years in charge of Chelsea, because I hope that's going to happen. I mean, otherwise it'll be a catastrophic failure. What do you think over this next 365 years should be the target for Chelsea, given that what they have, and who they have as their owner?
Well, to continue to compete in that top 4 and to continue to push Liverpool and Manchester City at the very top. But that's easier said than done. I spoke about this summer and the transfer window. Let me put things in perspective. You've got Christensen, Rudiger, and one other name who slips me, who going out of contract. That are key pieces to this Chelsea puzzle. They are in negotiations to renew. But here's the stumbling block. You've got Timo Werner, albeit that is not a Thomas Tuchel signing, who has been a bit part player, but is on extraordinary salary. Now, if I'm Rudiger's agent, if I'm Christensen's agent, I'm saying, as a key piece to this Chelsea puzzle under Thomas Tuchel, that's the kind of money I want. But Rudiger's not going to get 350 grand a week. Or I just don't see Chelsea paying him that, or Christensen that. And that is a disconnect here. What do Chelsea do in terms of landing their targets? What do they do in terms of salary, in terms of landing their targets, while you have Timo Werner, who is still very much a bit part player, on the kind of salary that he's on? Because that problem doesn't extend just to Rudiger or Christensen. It extends to every single target this summer. That's going to be the bar that every single agent is going to be looking at. How Chelsea and Thomas Tuchel are able to negotiate that dictates how far they can push Liverpool, Manchester City, and dare I say, Manchester United, albeit there's more questions around Manchester United, but we're talking Chelsea right now.
Let me end by throwing this one at you. Should Chelsea be considered serious players for a player that Thomas Tuchel knows well to sign Erling Haaland in the summer, or is that just a pipe dream?
I think that's a pipe dream right now. Erling Haaland will have any quantity of clubs after his services. You sign Erling Haaland, and they did try last summer, remember, and that failed. Whether it's between Haaland or Dortmund or a combination of the two, it didn't happen. You do sign Haaland, you have a problem with Romelu Lukaku, who pays that money to get him off your books, who gives him the kind of salary that he's on. I'm not sure you get many. I'm not sure you get many buyers. No, Abramovich may say, "I'll have the two. I don't mind paying everybody." But still, I just don't feel that Chelsea right now are the club with the kind of profile that will see themselves as pole position to sign Erling Haaland.
Okay, 1 year in, the grade is an A from Shaka Hislop for Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea because of that Champions League win. But as Shaka said, there's still work to be done because that memory will last, but the form right now is a little bit patchy.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.